Hi, I'm Carlin Holbrook. I'm a John Maxwell Team certified coach, teacher, trainer, speaker, published author, and influencer with more than 25 years of global leadership experience. If there's one thing I've seen firsthand time and time again, it's that the best leaders inspire others to follow their purpose and their passions, while the influence of a bad leader can literally tear down people's potential. Join me for a few sips of leadership tips that will help you become a better leader by first conquering the hardest person to lead, you. What comes to mind when I say the word war or invasion or conquering other people and hurting others and trying to build your empires, for in the name of power and certain types of thinking? Just think back all the different wars that have gone on in our history, wars that are going on now around the world, and it's such a horrible feeling, isn't it? Just thinking about that. And often I know I feel this way when I see this on the news or on social or anyway. It's like, why can't people just go and sit in a room and talk things out? Like, why does it come to that where we're destroying people's lives and lands and humans are dying? And it's awful. But this mentality of conquering another race, another village, another, whomever. I mean, it's just horrible, right? And I feel like almost every single one of us would agree with that. Yet, every day in the workplace, we see the same behaviors happening. Just think about that just for a minute. No, nobody is dying. Nobody's launching missiles into people or anything. But it's the same mentality. Trying to conquer another team, trying to land grab, trying to shoot proverbial missiles at people, take other people down. It is politics within a company are often warlike when you think about it. But yet I feel like people don't make the distinction between the two. They don't realize that truly the games that you're playing are war games within a company, within an environment, within an office, within any organization. I don't think humans are humans, no matter if they're playing it out with real military and country borders and lines, or they're playing it out within an office environment and forming alliances and taking other people down and land grabbing and getting territorial. It makes me sad, because what makes me sad above all is that this type of behavior completely ruins productivity, and it completely harms and doesn't help, and it doesn't lift people up. And I sit back and I watch so much of it, and I just think, wow, we could move mountains if we work together. If we all actually work together and we're productive together, we could all move the needle in so many different directions. Instead, there's push and pull and throwing people under the bus and shooting arrows here and there. And it's like, it just doesn't help. It doesn't help. And unfortunately, when you have those people in your environment, it puts you on the defensive, because then you feel like, well, now I got to defend my people in my territory because these jerks over here are shooting arrows my way, or not being team players, or not working together. And then so it even puts the good leaders and the good people who want that on the defensive, and they get involved in the games too. And it's a horrible environment and mentality, but it's so, so prevalent. So here's some tips on some ways that maybe we can start the change within us, right? Like you can't change an entire system, and definitely we have no capability at all to change other behavior. I don't even care if people report to you or not. You cannot force any other human to change. That's on them. You can coach behavior, you can call out behavior, but you can't change. You don't have that kind of power. You have the power to sit in a room. So when you're watching the horrible warlike type stories and you think, gosh, I wish they'd just sit in a room and talk it out. Well, are you sitting in a room? Are you talking it out with your peers at work, with leaders at work, with your team at work? Are you taking those steps to bring peace? Are you having your own peace summit? Or are you playing those war games too? I think you got to check yourself on those things. All right, so first tip. First, you got to eliminate worry and fear that someone's going to get accolades or a promotion over you. Because I think so many of the war games become about promotion games. I want that vertical climb up. I want the fancy title. I want the more power. I want the money. I want the this. I want the that, whatever that is. So we're so worried that other people are going to get that over us. So then we're competitive and we fight with each other. Again, war games. Why? Why not focus on you and focus on what you're bringing to the table? Focus on the work that you're doing and stop worrying about what other people get or don't get. Because guess what? People are going to get promoted over you. It's just a fact of life. There's going to be other people that move into positions you're not going to agree with. And there's going to be times where you do, and other people are not going to agree with that because you got that. Who cares? Like, it feels like childish behavior in a sandbox. Worry about yourself. And I know I've said this 100,000 times. Well, okay, maybe only 41 times since I have 41 podcasts. But it really doesn't matter. Stop chasing titles. Stop chasing promotions. Stop chasing that almighty dollar, because I guarantee it's not going to make you happy. And that's not cliche. That's just factual. That is not what makes people happy. So just bloom where you're planted. Build what you got around you. And stop worrying and being fearful that other people are going to get accolades or, praise over you. Sip 2. Stop also worrying about then who gets the credit. Because credit doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Again, that goes back to like the accolades comment. Well, we did that. Well, we were part of that. Well, we want to get patted on the back too. Oh my gosh, stop being so needy. Why do you do things? Do you really do things for praise from other human beings? I don't care if they do have 40 title levels above you. I know recognition feels good, okay? I'm not an inhuman person. Of course it feels good to be recognized for something that you're doing. But there's a huge difference in doing the work and doing the things that you do because it's the right thing and you enjoy it and you're bringing a team together and you're making cool stuff together. And then someone happens to recognize you for that or recognize your team for that. And it's like, oh, that's cool. Thanks. And huge difference between that and I'm doing this for the recognition. I'm doing this for the accolades. I'm doing this. To me, that's like chasing butterflies. Good luck. It's hard to catch. Gonna need a bigger net. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. People know who the credit goes to. People know where the work gets done. Shame on leaders who take credit for what their teams are doing all the time, because people know who's doing the work. They know it's not you. And I guarantee that as a leader of a team, they know that that's a reflection on you when your team's doing amazing work. I mean, think about it. When you think about credit and where the work's coming from, do you give credit to a server at a restaurant for an amazingly cooked meal or an incredibly creative pastry, creation? Of course not. They're the messenger. They're the server. They're the ones delivering it. And you give them credit for their service, but not for the thing that they're delivering to you. Well, it's no different in the work environment. People can pick up something that someone else is doing and run it all they want to the leader to go, look, look, look. That leader is going to know where that work comes from at the end of the day. The truth always wins out in those situations. Last sip. Just spend less time worrying about territory and land grabs and spend more time blooming where you're planted, blooming your team where you're planted, and making what you have just freaking awesome. It's all about quality. It's not about quantity. The bigger you're growing your empire, the tougher it is to lead and to manage. And if you're just going and trying to collect, teams and groups and projects and campaigns and things, then you're going to spread yourself too thin and you're not scaling properly because your mindset is all about, building the empire around you. But that empire takes a lot of leadership and takes a lot of growth and takes a lot of skilling. And so it's probably better just to focus on what you have and blow that out of the water. And then you can also give your team members the attention and what they deserve. And then, you know what? Growth comes. And don't let that be your focus. Sometimes I really wish we learned a lot more based on our year and a half plus of COVID time. There was this great glimpse of people coming together as a community, appreciating one another, recognizing that it takes a village, and that we really are, as humans, interdependent on one another in this world. And I loved the Some Good News Network that John Krasinski did, because it really showed glimpses of this. And the truth is we are created for community. That is who we are. We all have different strengths because we're supposed to come together as humans and accomplish amazing things together as a community. So how about we start acting like one? Thank you for having a cup of coffee with me. For more sips and tips, connect with me on social and follow Leader Sips on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. And don't forget to visit my website, carlinholbrook.com. Until next time, keep on brewing.